For most people, this is a lizard. For Philip Ricosi, it's a calling.
Well, I started out as an interest in sharks. That didn't go anywhere, being from Arizona. Then turned into snakes, and then we moved out into the desert, and I was able to go out and start seeing these things. And so it turned into basically all things that slither and crawl. And
We met up with a man known as Wildman Phil on a recent lizard walk at Boyce Thompson Arboretum. For nearly 2 hours, others interested in all things that slither and crawl laughed and learned as the wild man delivered his knowledge along the trails, with reluctant examples of his trade.
But the horned lizard has the coolest defense of any animal ever. The horned lizard has a very unique defense system, one that no other animal on earth has, and that is that when he wants to, the horned lizard can squirt blood out of his eyes. It's not a defense against people. In fact, it's a defense against one particular kind of animal: canines, dogs. 95% of the time a dog messes with a horned lizard, it'll squirt blood. Very rarely with any other animal. This horned lizard can squirt blood about 3 feet. Now, it's not dangerous, it's just like a spray bottle, it sprays out of there, but what happens is it gets into that coyote's face, it gets into his mouth, and it tastes bad to the coyote.
Ricosi tells us that Arizona lizards are harmless for the most part. Some who visit the Arboretum have a different reaction.
Some are scared. When they hear that we have a resident Gila monster, they just go, "Oh, those will kill you." And you're like, no, they won't.
Meanwhile, back on the trail, the search reaches new heights as Ricosi suffers cactus spines to find one more example.
The other thing about collared lizards, I mentioned they're fast. They're so fast that when an animal chases after it and he runs, he'll run on just his back legs. It's like a little dinosaur running, you know. Like, here he comes! Ah! I'm glad you didn't get to see that today, because you wouldn't be able to see it this close if it had run like that.
because he definitely has that attitude.
Did you see the bottom side of him?
Pretty cool.
I had no idea lizards had all these colors.
A Wildman Phil show is always fun and interesting. Whether it's part of a lizard walk or visiting schools, there is a message.
I guess everybody's trying to catch a lizard at one time or another. You know, everybody, whether there's a little tree lizard in your backyard or a skink on the ground or whatever, and a lot of times it gets to where people don't think of lizards as being anything exciting or special, but they're very beneficial. You know, whether it's horned lizards that eat ants, most lizards eat bugs. Anything that eats bugs is definitely good to have around. Then, of course, there's some like the chuckwalls, the desert iguanas, that will eat plants that spread seeds. They're important to the plants because they help prune them, and everything has its purpose and place. But I think lizards, you think mosquito, lizard. I think lizards have a better place, because they eat the mosquito. That's good. But I don't know. I think that's why we should care about them, because they're beneficial, because they're cool. We get rid of them, it's not going to be as good of a place, I guess.
If you would like more on Wildman Phil Ricosi, check out his website at wildmanphil.com. To see when he will appear again at Boyce Thompson Arboretum and the many other events at the state park, go to arboretum.ag.arizona.edu.